crisis. So let's look at it then first. Two mothers.
Hey.
22 and 23, you'll see that.
Hi, social media family. Being of any subscribers and as well as any visitors to that being on my own social media channel, likewise chat room or comment section, or whatever, or however said. How you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right. Well, if not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours and family and friends, and hopefully me and mine likewise as well also. And hold it though, I'm going to change the channel. For I have had enough of religious hype for today, although I didn't pay any visits to any churches today. Just didn't feel like it. And I don't need to be hearing the same old dribble, religious hype dribble, as of the present given moment in time for this later hour. God forbid, God forbid. Yeah, I'm not trying to drink the Jonestown Kool-Aid mixed punch anytime too soon enough again. You know what I'm saying?
They wanted you to call your wife.
Okay. There's something else I was about to say, if I can remember. As I think of it with that in my mind's attention, to try to backtrack here, with reason or purpose being, and also I go on with the following, to continue from where and when that of my person at last left off, so I can finish up as a complete a form of previous prayer line thought in an extension's world. Something about how I myself being that of my person could possibly be butchering the English language, or something like the consecutive umpteenth time. I know you all get sick and tired of hearing that. I'm sorry, but there are times I have to, extend that apology to you all being one and all. But then before I were to get into that of the present social media broadcast, or video so far as the original subject matter or topic of discussion to be debated, of a given argument with the many different views and opinions to be possibly affiliated, associated with, and representing thereof. Then on a lighter note, let me show you all in my social media channels any subscribers and likewise well all the same visitors to that being on my own immediate personal social media channel, chat room. Some of the gift item products that I had made a purchase of most recently, or some, if not all. And though some of you may think it rather, well, how should I put it, rather peculiar compared on to others to possibly give me the benefit of the doubt. Tell you something like my knickknacks that I had started. And say hello to some such. What are you acquiring dolls for? Believe me, I have yet to get male dolls as well. I am a connoisseur of some such knickknacks. I confess guilty as charged, not of a hate crime, and most certainly, definitely not of that being of a civil and human rights violation offense of a sexual nature. Okay, so you see two of some such. Then let me show you my other ones. being of which are really even more, how shall I put it, enticing? Is that what I mean to say? No, not exactly. No, that's not what I had in mind. That's someone, such one, somebody otherwise could possibly think of or assume me to be some kind, sort, or type of a pervert. God forbid. If you know what I mean, read between the lines, fill in blanks. What was I about to say? Oh well, never mind. Prince of Peace continue regular man compared to our Prince of let me show you all some such my intenting, to use a better word, item products that me to purchase it. And one of them is really looking like, you know what I'm saying? She's showing there's something more. Which one is that? I think it's this one. Gotta be careful though. That's YouTube, aka YouTube, thinks otherwise. And then they're not wearing any undies. Or I have to get undies for them. You know, that's, I don't know where the undies of theirs have been misplaced. I haven't gotten lost. Not that I'm a pervert. I'm just showing you all. And as I was stating for the record, you know, I just had a American speech. And telling the truth, respectfully. No, I'm not a pervert. You're something, aren't you? My dials. And I yet to get G.I. Joe dials. And I'm also a connoisseur of comic books, you know. And different varieties. Like the punch. I think I got some such here somewhere. Comic books? Let me see. Bear with me, you all. I'm going to put this right here. Let's show you my address. I hope that I didn't show y'all any mail of mine has my address on it. God forbid. Yeah, you all know what this is. I mean, I have more than enough of my share of stalkers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And whereas I personally am not wanting to mistakenly acquire any more than what I already have, you know, especially as it suspects some such as the likes of proverbial neighbors from damn hell. There's some such as over here. Y'all can still hear me, I would think. I'm sorry, I cannot find it in the comments at the moment. You know. Oh, wow. Bear with me. My social media family, my subscribers as well. Media, personal social media channel and our chat room. Well, so much for that. I'm sorry, you all. I cannot find some such at the moment. I apologize. Not that I had meant to sound, seem like as if I'm contradicting myself. I would have shown you all some such, but I can't find them at the present given time. I look through my personal effects belongings, and by the time I find anything that could possibly take up more than enough or more than half of my present broadcast of social media for this video, God forbid. And I do wish to get to that being the topic of discussion, subject matter topic of discussion of a given argument at hand, being as it is. for the present social media broadcast of video, and with many different views and or opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and or representing thereof. Then be sure to check out as well the basic intro as an introduction, and likewise the footnotes, to accompany this present social media broadcast of video. And I do think I had asked you all how you all are doing, did I not? Well, if I didn't, so I ask you now. And if I did, then there's no harm in repeating that question. How are you all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet to be said. All right, if not best of all to be said, to be feeling best and stress. You and yours, your family, friends, over me and mine, likewise. And now that I have gotten the preliminaries out of the way, let me get into it. Though I'm feeling, quite up under the weather, some reason or another. And hopefully, nobody has spiked something I was drinking for premises and properties of a public library while I was sitting at their own computer. And this is my own personal one, of PC. And of a non-alcoholic beverage. If I was drinking some kind of iced tea, I popped the canister lid, and I had it on the side of the library computer. I was drinking while I was researching matters, on their computer, because for this global pandemic, you kind of like want to get out as much as possible, and be in the company of other human beings for our own species or persons, And I can relate to that. I sympathize and empathize with anybody when it comes to that, whatsoever race or whatever walks of life. And both for the two sexual genders, males and females alike, and of the young and old alike. And with the stress level for believers and unbelievers and non-believers alike being just ever so much more at an increasing level to become subject to experiencing, especially not even so weekly, but especially when you hear that there are even more children suicides happening more than that of suicides of adults or grown-ups. So anyway, though, I at least went to this one library, well, actually it's the headquarters library, for the different public libraries, and as it's located in the downtown vicinity area neighborhood community. And whereas it's one of the few ones that I know that is open on a sabbatical Sunday of the weekend. Before, it was the only library that was open upon a sabbatical weekend. But since then, I heard that there were more that were open of its sublets or whatever. If not all the public libraries are open upon a sabbatical Sunday of any given weekend within any given month out of a calendar year. So although I did not make it to church today, I just didn't feel like it. I went to a public library, and for the downtown's headquarters library at that, for our own metropolitan city as we have it within the Midwest. And only after I kind of like started my day off late, I haven't overslept or not, because I wasn't feeling too well. And made it seem like I have had to force myself to get out of bed, And other than that, forgive me, I can be digging for gold and evil bullets. And whereas I myself am going to have to consider incorporating within my lifestyle or survival plan for my own personal existence. That being more home remedies, as well as, if need be, I will have to pay another visit to a medical facility, be it of a hospital or to do follow up at a clinic for that matter, you know. And then from there, acquire more prescription medicines, you know, with the reason or purposes being in order so that I could take some of such in accordance to that being which would complement the directions or instructions, and so that I, being personal, I myself can or could possibly get better. Yeah. Now I'm not going to go into specifics there for obvious reasons or purposes for my person having said so. I'm not going to give y'all so much detail compared on to rather vague ones, because not anybody and everybody who could pay a visit to somebody else's social media channel and or chat room or conversation could possibly be considered as being of a possible and potential future friend, but could possibly become or be some or such otherwise as a foe or enemy. And like I've said before, and I'll state for the record, so I do so again in speaking that, or in other words, so I paraphrase and not quote exactly, something along the line of thought that I had mentioned earlier. I mean, I have more than enough of my share of stalkers. I don't need any more of the likes, especially if I'm feeling sick as a dog, God forbid. And whereas from there, they could even more, like so, have not my better interest in mind, and not even that of their own, of the likes, who could possibly have a line of thought to think to prosper at the expense of another or some such others. And the wolves are out there. That's included in cyberspace. Being a whom could from there materialize in physical form, and then let their presence that much more. Like say, for example, as I make my case in point, there was this one visitor to that being in my own social media channel and or chat room, whereas I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt with all things considered. I mean, whereas he was attempting to sound and seem normal, only for he himself to show his true colors shortly after. Some user with the username of, what was it? Trade the Truth 127. And what he himself had said was just ever so crazy. I mean, it was insane. He was talking about, so I paraphrase, not quite exactly, how he himself has secret fantasies about murdering or killing female persons representing the opposite sex of woman or whatsoever race and whatever walks of life, as in having fantasies of possibly becoming or being a mass murderer or serial killer onto their persons. And I was like, what, are you freaking kidding me? This is the same user who had the audacity or the nerve to simply say, to ask me a question of, could he himself possibly become a moderator for my own social media channel and or chat room conversation? And whereas I had informed him that I think about it, that was before he had said something so crazy. And now he himself is definitely not going to become a moderator for my social media channel and our chat room conversation. Not behind that. I don't care what he himself could possibly say to try to, you know, give him the benefit of the doubt or consider him a possibility as well as anybody else nothing doing, Okay. By rights, they should have dropped the dime on him to the police so that they could try to research matters, investigate, is the word I had in mind. Look up on their police database to see if this male character has a warrant for his arrest. I still could possibly report him to the police, but the thing is, what good would that do if I don't have his chat? What exactly he himself has said, because I silenced his chat in that same line of thought. So, more than likely, more often than not, it could have possibly disappeared from the record. I don't know how this works out. Usually when you silence somebody else's chat, I don't think it shows up anymore. And I don't know what I was thinking. I should have left it up there in the silence chat so that others can know he himself is a character, a real serious character. Okay? If you know what I mean. Read between the lines. And get you reflecting upon the late JWG and JD. The late JWG, John Wayne Gacy, and the late JD, Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm not having that in my chat room. Like, get the F out. Get the damn hell out of my chat room, my comment section for my social media broadcast or video. You nutcase. That's what I told him. So get off my page, get out of my chat room, comment section. Get out my video, my social media broadcast with that nonsense, It's psychopath, social path nonsense, I mean, really now. When I have certain neighbors from damn hell to deal with enough as it is, with their creepy selves, the neighbors that I have now are the likes of proverbial neighbors from damn hell, or public nuisance, or problem neighbors, where I'm at for the present, address, location, where my place of residence is, that I pay annual monthly rent for, is already another sort of type of vicinity neighborhood community, being one of the less preferred and more dangerous ones. After I have had to relocate my personal effects, belonging possession, as well as I myself here, after a neighbor from down hell at the last place of residence for a building address location where I was at as a tenant for one of the preferred vicinity neighborhood communities, had flipped the script upon me after I had complained to the management about him a number of times, as well as reported him to the police equally as well a number of times. And from there, he convinced the management of the building to give me the walking papers that he should have received. And whereas from there, I'm having to move from a multiracial, less poverty-stricken, or less crime-ridden vicinity area neighborhood community to where I'm at now for a predominantly ethnic minority, black, and much more poverty-stricken or much more crime-ridden one. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to watch my surroundings and characters within it that much more. Well, watch as in be alert to who could possibly be having a mind to worse than just come off like some sort of such type of character of a midnight cowboy, as in could possibly, worse yet, be attempting to come off like some sort of such a type of a spook that sits by the door, and especially during the late night, evening hours, when it's bad enough to have to put up with their nonsense during that of the daylight hours, for where I'm at now. I don't know if you all could see something through over here. And two people. Yeah. I mean, what I have to put up with, really now. I mean, my present neighbors from damn hell, public problem neighbors, they are a much more scarier bunch, a much more creepier much more creepier lot. You know, it's a creepier lot. So I have to put up with it. They're nice. Did I break my gals? God forbid. I'll do something snap. Oh, there. Let's see. Some such. Yeah, just bump. Be quickly. So it's like I'm swung back. Yeah, anyway, though, I'm getting back to some such other. So I have been feeling quite up under the weather, you know. Yeah, I've had to get some prescriptions filled. Probably have to get some more prescriptions filled as well as do more home remedies, you know, for whatever could possibly be causing me to have become subject to experiencing quite a bit of a physical ailment. Hopefully, it's nothing really severe or serious, you know. Yeah. And as it could prove to be a conflict for my general mental health as well, you know, as it could or would, you know, be associated with. I mean, if something's causing something or someone is causing physical pain, then it's going to reflect otherwise as well to cause me mental anguish, you know. Other than that, pray for me. Any of you all who could possibly have a mind to do so, and hopefully I would pray for anybody else sometime soon enough again myself, you know, or another person, or some such other persons, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm about to conclude, you know, these matters because I want to try to, you know, incorporate, well, that's not the happen, let me say, within my person, possibly some or such or more home remedies as well as, you know, have an intake of prescription medicines, you know, try to get better, you know. Whoa. At the same time, I try to be alert to my surroundings and the characters within. Certain neighbors making like from midnight cowboys to worse yet, spooks that sit by the door. Especially for where I'm at now in a much more dangerous neighborhood as a tenant paying annual monthly rent. Other than that, you all take care and be safe, be blessed, not stressed, peace and love, joy, happiness, and hopefully I will holler at you later, you know. And if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would think that it would be in your better interest, and I will hope that you would think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your veins, I recognize and realize what he himself had done and did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha. Suffering at the hands of some such Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, military, political, religious, and otherwise, from centurions to Caesars to Pharisees and Sadducees, but then nevertheless, ways he went to that cross of Calvary to become a perfect sacrifice. The only sacrifice for you, as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark. I'm gonna have to copyright it sometime, being on physical justice. And so that if any of us being of whatsoever race and whatever walks life, lifestyle, society, or lifestyle preferences, being of the old, young, like most two sexual individuals, so male and female representing not only representing to be associated with not only the human people, but then that's a global community. For this post 911 era of a new millennium apocalyptic day and age in which the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight compared on top 40 period prior to then. It was at quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic time. But many of us, regardless of race, walk of life, gender, age, could profess some such faith in. From there we be blessed one regard another, more ways and more. First and foremost, with this salvation, being of which is the only mean by which any of us can or could possibly become or be citizens of the kingdom of heaven. And then second of all, with his deliverance. But first of all, you have got to get his salvation. Then not just a much more important, but the most important blessing. Otherwise, you have nothing coming so far as blessings is concerned. And if you make that transition for the great beyond the hereafter, afterlife, without that fire insurance against the lake of fire, damn hell, then your final destination will be just that: to burn forever and be tortured and terrorized for in eternity by the devil and demons, compared to how we as believers in God will be across the great divide that separates heaven from hell, and the company of like-minded believers in the presence of God and his angels otherwise. You all take care and be blessed. We out. Peace.